Hello learners, welcome. Myself A. Asif Ali, right? I am a HR expert. I have 20 years of experience in industry as well as in academics. Today's session we'll be talking about the art of talent acquisition in the digital age, right? Leveraging AI and data analytics. Before we enter into this topic, let me tell you something about the basics of HR first of all, right? HR, we all know the different definitions, what is HR, all these things. But telling you that identifying the right person for the right job at the right time for the right purpose, right, with the right package. If any organization does this properly, believe me, HR, 80% of the problem will not be there in the organization, and definitely organization can reach the organizational performance, right, and organizational development by reaching its goals and objectives. Today in the present era, right, humans, right, are getting replaced with artificial intelligence and machine learning programs, right, in this new age, digital age, right. So we will explore how technology, particularly artificial intelligence and data analytics, is revolutionizing how organizations identify, access and hire the top talents, right. So to kick things off, let's define the term artificial intelligence now, which refers to the simulation of human intelligence, right, processed by machines, while data analytics involves the process of examining the data sets to conclude. How do these concepts intersect in the realm of HR? Is a question, right? Recalling traditional talent acquisition methods, we can think of newspaper ads, face-to-face interviews, and manual resume screening. So, what were some limitations of these methods regarding the efficiency, the bias which it has, and the scalability? So let us delve into this talent acquisition, right? Think about the various data sources that HR professionals can tap into when seeking candidates. So what are some of the examples, right, of these sources? So when we try to understand what is AI refers to the simulation of human intelligence processed by machines in the context of HR. So AI encompasses a range of technologies and applications that aim to automate and enhance the various HR functions, such as recruitment, such as talent management, and employee engagement. AI in HR can involve chatbots for the candidate interactions, predictive analytics for the talent forecasting, and machine learning algorithms to analyze the resumes. Data analytics, on the other hand, involves the process of examining the data sets to draw conclusions and make data-driven decisions. In HR, data analytics entails collecting and analyzing the data related to employees and candidates to gain insights into their performance, in their behavior, and preferences. For example, if you take HR analytics, can be used to analyze the turnover rates, identify training needs, right, or assess the effectiveness of recruitment strategies. Intersecting AI and data analytics in HR now. Let us see that. AI and data analytics intersects when AI-driven algorithms utilize the data analytics techniques to make informed decisions. AI in HR relies heavily on the data analysis to develop predictive models, improve decision makings and automate the tasks that were previously done manually, and it's a time-consuming process too, right? So for instance, AI-powered application tracking system, we call it as ATS, use data analytics to scan the resumes and match candidates' profile with job recruitments, right? So with the job requirements, it do proper analysis. So these systems analyze the context of resumes, extracting the relevant skills and experiences. By leveraging AI and data analysis or analytics, HR professionals can now efficiently and effectively filter through large volumes of resumes, saving a lot of time and improve the accuracy of candidates which are getting shortlisted. Recalling the traditional methods of talent acquisition, right? So let us do that. So let's revisit some traditional methods of talent acquisition and examine the limitations too. The first one, you remember the newspaper ads. Before, we used to get all the information of jobs in the newspapers only. So while newspaper ads were once a primary source for the job posting, they have limitations also to reach the expected targets people, right, who are the right persons for the organization. So they can only reach a local or the regional audience and may not effectively or efficiently attract a diverse pool of candidates who are a little bit far. The next one, you remember the face-to-face interviews happen. So traditional method, we used to go and sit over there as a candidate going for an interview, right, to be physically present over there, now limiting some of the opportunities in this process for the remote or the global talents to approach, right. So they are also susceptible to interviewers' bias also. It happens. The next one is a manual resume screening. A lot of manpower required for this one. Manual resumes, right, is a time-consuming process and subject to the human bias also. Right, suddenly a human being will think that he is good for the organization or he's not good for the organization, and sometimes we miss the right person. So HR professionals may unintentionally favor candidates with specific attributes or backgrounds, potentially overlooking the qualified individuals. Next, data sources in talent acquisition. HR professionals can access many data sources when seeking the candidates. Right, so here are some examples. Online job boards, websites. Like we all know, we are all having a profile in the LinkedIn, right? Indeed, right? And so many, like Glassdoors, right, which provides a vast pool of the candidates' data. HR professionals can search for candidates with the specific skills, experiences, and qualifications. Next is ATS, just now we spoke, like application tracking system, which is a software which collects and stores the candidate information from applications, resumes, and assessments. It's a valuable source for managing the candidates' data. Next is employee referrals. Right, today, maximum referrals, right, through which the recruitment is happening. So current employees can refer the potential candidates, and their recommendations often carry weightage in the hiring process. Next is social media, which we are very much aware of, like LinkedIn, Twitter, Insta, and Facebook, which offers insights into the candidates. Professional profiles and online activity helping the HR professionals to identify the right potential people outside for the organization through which they can hire. Next is the company database. Organizations maintain database of the past applications and candidates, which can be a valuable resources for the future recruitment efforts. So by tapping into these data sources, HR professionals can more effectively and efficiently identify, attract, and evaluate the potential candidates, improving the talent acquisition outcomes. So even the people who were well experienced person left the organization also can join back, right? That also happens. So now let us dive deeper into the AI algorithms, right, which are increasingly used to screen and shortlist the job applications. So can we explain how these algorithms work? Right? What are the factors they consider when evaluating the candidates? Or however, right, as with any technology, there are legal and ethical considerations to remember, right? So how does using AI in hiring impact these issues like privacy, bias, and fairness? So another concept we will explore in predictive analytics. So how does this work in the context of HR, and what are some real world applications? Right? So first we'll see about the AI algorithms in screening the job applications. AI algorithms used in screening the job applicants employ the machine learning techniques to analyze a wide range of applications data or applicants data. So here's how they typically work. First, collection of data. Required. So these algorithms gather a lot of data from the various sources, like various portals like resumes, covering letters, applications, and online assessment centers. Like this data may include educational background, work experience, skills. I can see the complete demographic variable and as well as the vast information about them. Next is the data pre-processing. Right here, the collected data. Now the data is collected. The collected data is processed to ensure the uniformity and consistency. This step involves cleaning and structuring the data, like making it suitable for the analysis. Next one is a feature extraction. Now AI algorithms which identify the relevant features or attributes from the data, right? So for instance, they might identify the keywords or the frames or the phrases in the resumes which is required for the organization. And if the same get matched, right, then the screening process happens in a very easy manner. Right? So job recruitment starts. Next is the training the algorithms, how good you are going to train the algorithms, right? So the algorithm is well trained by using the historical data. It learns from the patterns in the data to make predictions about the suitability of the future candidates. Next is scoring and ranking. So when new applications are received, the algorithm scores and ranks the candidates based on predefined criteria. It might consider the factors like relevant experience required for the organization for the particular job, right? Skills required for it to be getting matched, educational qualifications, and so on, right? So based upon the job description and job specification, it will start screening. Next is shortlisting the candidates now. Candidates who score above the certain threshold or the benchmark which the organization has kept will be getting shortlisted for the future evaluations or the further evaluations. So this reduces the manual effort required for initial screening. Correct? Next is human intervention. While AI algorithms can automate the initial screening process, they often leave room for human interventions. HR professionals can review the shortlisted candidates and make the final decisions. Next comes the legal and ethical considerations in AI hiring. Using AI in hiring presents several legal and ethical considerations like privacy. Collecting and analyzing the applicant's data raises the privacy concerns. So HR teams must ensure they have consent to collect and use candidates' data and comply with data protection regulations like GDPR, like General Data Protection Regulations Act. The next is bias, right? AI algorithms can inadvertently perpetuate the biases present in the historical data. For example, if past hiring decisions were biased, the algorithm may learn the same and perpetuate these bias again and again. So it's very crucial to audit and adjust the algorithms to minimize such type of a bias at regular intervals. Next is the fairness, which ensures that the AI algorithms are fair and unbiased is very essential. So this involves monitoring the algorithms to ensure they treat all candidates fairly and without discrimination based on protected characteristics like race, gender, or age, or the location, right, and so on, right? Next is the transparency. Now, HR teams needs to understand how AI algorithms make decisions. Transparency ensures that decisions are now explainable, which is critical to for trust and compliances. Predictive analytics in HR now. Let us see about that. Predictive analytics in HR involves using data and statistical algorithms to predict the future workforce trends and outcomes. Here is how it works. First, again, as we discussed before, you have to collect a lot of data. So now HR gathers data on various workforce metrics such as employee performance, turnover rates, and employee engagement scores. Data analysis now. Once the data is collected, the predictive analytic tools analyze these historical data to identify the patterns, the trends, and the correlations. Right? Next, now after that, we build a model, right? It's a model building. Now, statistical models are used, such as regression, correlation, or the machine learning algorithms are used to build the predictive models based on the identified patterns. Next is now predictions. Now we have done that, now we have to go for predictions. So once the model is developed, it can be used to predict the future HR related events, right? What mitigation plan has to be done if there is an error. So for example, it can predict which employees are at risk of leaving the company too, right? Next is now applications. Predictive analytics has numerous applications in HR, such as identifying high potential employees, optimizing the workforce planning, and predicting the recruitment needs. Real world applications. Here are some real world applications of predictive analytics in HR now. Employee turnover prediction. Predictive models can forecast which employee are likely to leave the organization, allowing HR to take preventive measures. Next is succession planning. Who is going to be the next in the replacement? So it identifies the employees with high leadership potentials available in the organization and developing strategies for their career progressions. Next, we have to recruit also, so talent acquisition now. So predicting future hiring needs based on historical data and the market trends which are going on over there. Next, employee engagement practices. Predictive factors that impact the employee engagement and proactively addressing them. Next is training and development, T&D, we say. Identifying the skill gaps in the workforce and developing the training programs to bridge them. Right? So that what happens, right? Everyone together we can reach the goal of the organization. So these applications of predictive analytics in HR helps the organization make more informed decisions and optimize the human resources strategies for the better outcomes, right? Which will impact definitely the goals of the organizations. So one critical aspects of talent acquisition is designing interview questions that are free from bias, can we develop the questions that assess the candidates' skills and qualifications without favoring any particular group? In the digital age, that same ATS, applicant tracking system, plays a significant role here. So how would you utilize an ATS to manage a fictitious recruitment process from receiving applications to shortlisting the candidates? Data analytics can come into play. Imagine you have recruitment data from the past few years. So how could you apply data analytics to identify the trends optimizing your recruitment process? Next, designing unbiased interview questions, right? So how we can design such things? So designing interview questions that are free from the bias is very much essential for fair and equitable hiring process. Some of the examples: focus on related skills only, like ensure that your interviewer questions directly assess the skills and qualifications necessary for success in the role. For example, if hiring a software engineer, questions should focus on coding, problem solving, and relevant technical skills only. Apart from that, you should not, which is not required, right? Next is structured questions. Used most of the time structured interviews, questions which predetermined questions for all the candidates. This ensures consistency and reduce the potentiality for the bias. Avoid personal questions, right? Avoiding questions, right? Asking questions about their personal things or going deeper into that is not good. So avoid questions that delve into the personal matters unrelated to the job. Questions about the family, marital status, or age are not actually appropriate, which is not required, right? So next is use behavioral questions. Behavioral questions ask candidates to provide examples from their past experiences. So for instance, right, you might ask, can you describe a challenging project you worked on and how you have overcome such type of obstacles in the previous project. So this helps assess their skills actually they have put or skills they have and the behavior rather than the personal characteristics. Implementing blind hiring techniques, like consider implementing this technique where candidates name, gender, and other potential bias, including information or redacted from the resumes and applications. So this ensures that interviewers evaluate the candidates solely on their qualifications only, not on any other personal aspects or demographic details. The next is utilizing ATS effectively. So this applicant tracking system or crucial tools in modern talent acquisition. Here is how you can utilize an ATS to manage a fictitious recruitment process. First is job posting. Create a detailed job posting like job description, job specifications within the ATS. It includes the information about the role, qualifications, responsibilities, and the applicant's instructions, what they have to follow. Next, resume collection, right? So pool of resumes will be flooded towards the organization. So applicants submit their resumes and applications through the ATS. The system stores this data in a structured format, making it easy to manage. Next is resume parsing. That means we are going to part it several pieces. Many ATS offer resumes parsing capabilities, which extract the relevant information from the resumes, example, their educational qualifications, work experience, and so on, and store it in a standard or standardized format. So this simplifies the initial screening process. Next is keyword matching. Right, since we are going to online, right? So configure the ATS to identify the keywords or the phrases that are essential for the role. So you have some problem, right? The job is nothing but a problem. An organization is having a problem. So the system can automatically filter the applicants based on the presence of these keywords in their resumes. That whether I'm recruiting the right person for my problem or not, whether he's the right solution for my problem or not. That's a basic thing which we are doing all these fundas, right? So candidates communication, very essential. So use the ATS to send automated acknowledgements to applicants and communicate the updates on their application status. Next is collaborating. ATS often allows the multiple team members to collaborate on candidate assessments. Hiring managers can review the resumes and leave feedback directly in the system. Next is interviewing the scheduling. ATS can help schedule the interviews in an effective manner, like sending invitations and reminders to the candidates and interviewers. Next is assessment and evaluation. You can use the ATS to store interview notes and evaluations, making it easier to compare the candidates. Next is now shortlisting. The same ATS can automatically shortlist the candidates based on predefined criteria such as qualifications and experience. Offer generations, like once a candidate is selected, what we do? So we have to give the offer letter, right? So the ATS can generate the offer letters and facilitate the onboarding process in an easy manner. Applying data analytics to optimize the recruitment now. Let us see about this. Data analytics can provide valuable insights into your recruitment process. Here is how you could apply data analytics to identify trends and optimize your resume or optimize your recruitment process. Okay, first one is again same thing, collecting the data. Gather the recruitment's data from the past few years, including details about the applicants, like sources of applicants, time to hire, and the success rate of hires. Next is data cleaning and preparation. Clean and structure the data, which ensures its accuracy and complete. This may involve removing duplications, correcting errors, and standardizing the formats. Next is descriptive analysis. Perform descriptive analytics to understand the historical recruitment trends, like create tables and charts to visualize the metrics like the number of monthly applications we received, the average time we have taken to fill a position, and the most effective recruitment channels which we have adopted. Right? Next is identify the bottlenecks. Use analytics to identify the bottlenecks in your recruitment process. Are there stages where the candidates tend to drop out or where the process is delayed? Next is source effectiveness. Analyze which recruitment sources like job boards or employee referrals that have yielded the best hires in terms of performance and retention. Next is predictive modeling. Build predictive models to forecast the future recruitment needs based on historical data and the business trends. This can help you proactively plan for the talent acquisition. The next one is interesting, A/B testing we say. Connect A/B testing with different recruitment strategies to determine which method yield the best results regarding candidates' quality and hiring time. Like method A is better or method B is better. Which has reacted well? Which has reacted well, that we will pick, that's it. So A/B testing, also known as a split testing, is a method used to compare two versions of a web page, email, advertisement, candidate or other digital content to determine which one performs better. So which employee performs better, which candidate has performed better. So it's a popular technique in marketing, So web designing or user experiences or optimization, we can use it. So same thing, philosophy we can use for the HR perspective also. So A/B testing helps the organizations make the data-driven decisions by understanding how changes to content or design or the job or the work or the project which have given has impacted the organization. Right? So next is the continuous improvement. Use the insights gained from data analytics to make data-driven decisions and continuously improve your recruitment process. So by applying the data analytics in this way, you can make your recruitment efforts more efficient, cost-effective, and aligned with your organization's strategic goals. Right? Next is, let's discuss the potential benefits and risk of using AI in talent acquisition. So what advantages do AI-driven candidate assessments offer in terms of efficiency and accuracy? Right? Question mark. Right? So conversely, what concerns might arise regarding the fairness and the potential biases? So comparing AI-driven candidates assessment with traditional methods, how accurate are AI assessments? What are the implications of this accuracy on the quality of hires? Additionally, think about the diversity in the hiring process. Right? How might AI impact the diversity of candidates selected for interviews and ultimately hired? So let's first start with the potential bias or the potential benefits of using AI in talent acquisition. Okay, so this potential benefits of using AI in a talent acquisition, right, is AI-driven candidate assessments can significantly improve efficiency by automating the time-consuming task like resume screening. AI algorithms can review thousands of resumes in a fraction of a time, right? It would take a human recruiter. So like this accuracy now, AI can make highly accurate assessments based on predefined criteria, reducing the chances of human error in the initial screening process. This leads to better qualified candidates being shortlisted. Next is consistency. AI maintains a consistent standard throughout the candidate selection process. It does not suffer from biases that can affect the human judgments. Cost saving, right? So by automating the various aspects of the recruitment process, AI can reduce the cost associated with manual screening and administrative tasks. Risk and concerns of using AI in talent acquisition now, right? Next is bias. AI algorithms can inadvertently perpetuate the bias present in historical data. For example, if past hiring decisions were biased, the algorithm might learn the same thing and again repeat the same thing, which already we have discussed, right? So this can lead to an unfair and discriminatory outcomes. Lack of transparency, again, I told transparency should be there. We already discussed. Now, lack of transparency, if it is there, some AI algorithms, incredibly complex machine learning models, can be challenging to interpret or explain. So this lack of transparency can raise concerns about the decision making process. We may end up recruiting a wrong candidate for the organization, right? So next is privacy. Collecting and analyzing the large amount of candidate data may raise the privacy concerns. So HR teams must ensure they have consent to collect and use candidate data and comply with the data protection regulations, which already we told, GDPR. Hope you remember, right? Next is the candidate experiences. Over reliance on AI, that is over trust on AI, can potentially harm the candidate's experience. Chances are there. So candidates may prefer human interventions and find automated process impersonal. So we require both blend. That's what I'm trying to say. So initial cost. Implementing AI powered system can be costly, especially for the smaller organizations. The initial investment may not be feasible for all companies at all. So comparing AI driven candidate assessments with traditional methods, let us do that. So AI assessments offer several advantages over traditional methods. First is accuracy, which we already discussed. AI assessments are highly accurate in identifying the candidates who meet the specific criteria, leading to a higher quality of shortlisted candidates. Next is the speed. AI significantly speed up the initial screening process, reducing the time to hire and ensures the organization can secure the top talent more quickly and more effectively. Next is consistency. AI maintains a consistent standards, eliminating the human bias that can creep into the traditional assessments. The next is the scalability. AI can handle large volumes of applications effectively, making it suitable for high demanding or high demand hiring periods, because it is AI, so it will do in a very short spell. However, AI is not without its limitations also. So it may struggle with the nuanced judgments and assessing the soft skills that are essential for some roles. Additionally, it's essential to continuously monitor and adjust the algorithms to mitigate the bias and ensures the fairness. Impacts of AI on diversity in the hiring process. Next, AI can have both positive and negative impacts on the diversity. First, let us see about the positive impact. AI, when designed and used correctly, right, can reduce the bias in the hiring process. By focusing on objective criteria, it can minimize the impact of unconscious bias and promote a more diverse candidate pool. What is the negative impact? If AI algorithms are not carefully designed and monitored, they can inadvertently perpetuate the bias present in the historical data. We may end up recruiting a wrong person for the organization. For example, if past hiring decisions favor the certain groups, right, AI may continue its pattern to ensure that AI contributes positively to diversity. Organizations must implement fairness and bias checking mechanisms, regulatory audits, AI models, and provide training to HR teams on using AI tools in a way that promotes diversity and inclusions. AI in talent acquisition offers a significant advantage in terms of efficiency and accuracy, but comes with risk related to bias and fairness also. Careful design, right, or designing it or monitoring it and transparency are very much essential to harness its potential while mitigating its drawbacks. Additionally, AI can positively impact the diversity when used correctly, but requires vigilance to avoid perpetuating the bias. So putting our creativity to the test, let's create a model that uses AI to predict the employee turnover and retention. So what factors would you consider in your model, and how could HR use this information strategically? As HR professionals, it's crucial to be well versed in using AI tools, effectively. Design a training program that equips the HR staffs with knowledge and skills to leverage AI for talent acquisition. Lastly, let us explore the integration of AI-powered chatbots in the initial stage of candidates recruitment or engagement. So can we develop a proposal that outlines how chatbots could enhance the candidate's experience and streamline the recruitment process? Right? First, creating a predictive model for employee turnover and retention with AI. Creating a predictive model for employee turnover and retention using AI involves the considering various factors and strategically using the information, right? And here is how it can be approached it. What are the factors which we have to consider in this model? First is historical data again. So beginning by collecting the historical data on the employee turnover. This data should include the information about employees who left the organization, including their roles, departments, and reasons for leaving. Next is employee demographics, which includes their age, gender, educations, years of experience, and so on. Right? So these demographic factors can influence the turnover rates. Job characteristics. Analyze the roles, job satisfaction, workload, and the growth opportunities within the organization. Dissatisfaction with the job characteristics can be a significant predictor of turnover. Next is the performance metrics. Assess the employee's performance, including the reviews, promotions, and disciplinary actions. High-performing employees may be less likely to leave. Engagement surveys. Consider the result of employee engagement surveys. Engaged employees are generally more likely to stay with the organization. That's why. The next is the salary and benefits. Evaluate the compensation packages and benefits. Right? Because if you do that properly, then yes, the chances are very less the employees will go out of the organization. Right? Next is discrepancies between the employee expectations and actual compensations can lead to turnover. Market data. Analyze the market trends and competitive salary offerings for the similar positions in the industry and the region. So by this, what you can do, you can give the better thing can offer a better thing for the right person, so that he will retain in your organization for a longer period of time. That's why. So using the information strategically. How once you have built your predictive model, HR can use this information strategically in several ways, like early warning system. The model can serve as an early warning system, flagging the employees at risk of leaving the organization. HR can then proactively, prevention is better than so HR can proactively engage with these employees to address their concerns and retain the right talent in the organization. Next is retention strategies. The insights gained from the model can inform the HR's retention strategies. Say for example, if the model shows that employees in a specific department have a higher turnover rate, HR can focus efforts on improving the working conditions in that particular department and reduce the turnover rates. Next is succession planning. So if that happens, then succession planning has to be done. Who is the next right person for that? So HR can use the model to identify the high potential employees who are at the risk of leaving. This can inform the succession planning efforts and help identifying the individuals who should be groomed for the such type of leadership role next. Next is the resource allocation. By understanding the factors that influence the turnover, HR can allocate the resources more effectively and efficiently, right? Allocating the right problem to the right person. Right? So that is what it is. We have a problem and he has a solution as an employee, identifying it and match the following doing it. That's it. So for example, if job satisfaction is a significant predictor of turnover, HR can invest in initiating or to improve the job satisfaction across the organizations. Now, how we are going to design an AI trainings programs for the HR professionals? To design a training program for HR professionals to leverage AI tools effectively, consider such following steps. So first one is assess the current skills level which is presently in the organization. Begin by assessing the current skills levels of HR professionals regarding AI and the technology. Identify knowledge gaps which is there and areas that needs to be improved. Next is define the learning objectives. clearly define the learning objectives of the training program to the candidates. So what specific AI tools and skills do HR professionals need to acquire? Customize content, like tailor the training content to the specific needs of HR. Include models on AI in the talent acquisition, predictive analytics, ethics in AI, and the practical tools and software now commonly used in the HR. Hands-on learning you have to give. So incorporate hands-on exercise and practical examples to ensure the HR professionals can apply their knowledge right in this area. Next is ethical considerations, which include a section on ethical consideration in AI, emphasizing the importance of being fairness, right, bias mitigations and data privacy, right. So next is continuous learning process, like develop a plan for continuous learning as AI technology evolves rapidly. HR professionals should stay updated by themselves on the latest trends and tools which are available in the market. Integration of AI powered chatbots in candidates engagement. Next, to develop a proposal for integrating AI powered chatbots in the initial stages of candidate engagement, consider the following. What are they? First is automated responses. AI powered chatbots can provide instant response to the candidate inquiries, improving the response time and enhancing the candidate's experiences also. So make sure that you are also available 24/7. Chatbots can engage with candidates around the clock, accommodating the candidates in different time zones and providing the timely information too. Next is screening the questions. Chatbots can also ask the candidates initial screening questions to determine their qualifications and fit for the role. This helps in shortlisting the candidates effectively and efficiently. Next is personalization. Use AI to personalize the interactions based on candidates' profile and the preferences. Say, for example, chatbots can recommend the relevant job openings or provide information about the company's culture, right? Next is the data collection as usual. Chatbots can collect the valuable candidates' data during the interactions, such as contact informations and preferences, which can be stored in an applicant tracking system, which we call it as ATS. Next is integrating with the ATS now. Ensures the seamless integration between the chatbots and your ATS to streamline the recruitment process and centralize the candidate's information. The next is the feedback mechanisms. Now, implement a feedback mechanisms which candidates or where candidates can rate their chatbots experiences and provide comments, helping the HR continuously improve the chatbots in an effective manner. Since we all know that the chatbots presently are up in the market, right? So this information you know it about. The next is the compliances. Ensure the chatbot complies with the data protection regulations and maintains the candidate's privacy at any cost. By integrating AI-powered chatbots, HR can enhance the candidate experiences, reduce manual workloads, and improve the efficiency of the initial stages of the recruitment process. This proposal should outline the benefits, cost, and implementation plan for this interaction or integration. Foundational management skills for HR enthusiasts. First is communication skills. Now, effective communication is crucial for HR professionals. They must be able to convey policies, procedures, and information very clearly to both the employees and the management. Example, HR managers may need to communicate chances in benefits packages to employees or explain the HR policies during the onboarding. Problem solving descriptions, like HR often deals with complex issues such as conflicts, employee grievances, and organizational challenges. The ability to identify problems, analyze the root cause of this, and develop a solution, which is very essential. Example, HR professionals might mediate employee conflicts or devise the strategies to address high turnover rates. Conflict resolutions, next one, right? Conflict is a common occurrences in workplaces, right? So HR professionals must have skills in mediating and resolving disputes to maintain a harmonious work environment, which we call it as grievance redressal programs. Example, HR might facilitate discussing between the employees in a dispute and work towards a resolution that satisfy all the parties. Ethical judgments, right? So HR deals with sensitive information and must make ethical decisions regarding the employee's privacy, fairness, and compliances with the labor laws. Example, HR professionals may need to decide how to handle the cases of harassments or discrimination, ensuring that ethical principles guide their actions. Organizational skills now. HR involves managing large volumes of data, documents, and processes, right? So organization skills are crucial for maintaining accurate records and effective HR operations. Example, how managers may oversee employee records, benefit administration, and training programs requiring meticulous organization. Next is leadership and influence. HR professionals often take on leadership roles in areas like talent development and change management. They need to inspire and influence others positively. Example, HR might lead the training sessions or guide organizational change initiatives, requiring the ability to motivate the employees. HR compliance and legal knowledge. Right? HR must navigate the complex labor laws, regulations, and compliances requirement. A strong understanding of employment law is very essential here. Example, HR professionals must ensure that hiring practices, terminations, and workplace policies align with the legal standards. Next is data analysis. The ability to collect, analyze, and interpret the data of HR is increasingly very important. Data-driven decision making can improve HR process and information strategic planning. Example, HR might analyze turnover rates to identify trends or use employee survey data to inform talent retention strategies. Next is change management. Organizations constantly evolve, and HR plays a pivotal role in managing change. HR professionals should understand the change management principles and how to guide the teams through the transitions. Example, HR might lead to implementation of a new performance management system and help employees adapt to the changes. Next is employee development. Now, how you are going to develop the HR employees, right, by the HR. So HR professionals often oversees training and development programs to enhance the employee skills and capabilities. Example, HR might design and deliver the leadership development workshops or provide employee resources to enhance their skills. These foundational management skills are essential for HR enthusiasts to excel in their roles. They not only contribute to effective HR practices, but also play a vital role in the overall success and well-being of any organization's workforce. Developing these skills can help HR professionals become valuable assets to their organizations by fostering a positive workplace culture, ensuring the compliances, and supporting the growth and development of employees. Of course, they are very well paid in the market today. So I hope you have understood the concepts very well about the HR.